Welcome back. This is the Mac version of setting up a backup. It's the same that we did in the last one with the Windows, why we need it, what type of hard drive do you need, all that's the same. So if you haven't watched that, watch that, at least those portions that talk about this is the hard drive you need and so on. But we're going to take a look right now at how to set up Time Machine. So I have this drive. Let me move it over here. It's not going to move over. Sorry. I've got my my desk auto configured, so it's not going to move it over. Anyway, I've got this SSD. And notice that's the Windows stuff right there. That's what I just set up today. I can also set this up for a Time Machine drive. And what'll happen is from then on, when I put in this drive, it will go, oh, this is a Time Machine drive. Now, I said in the other video that when you plug in a hard drive that's brand new, usually Mac will come up and say, "Do you want this to be used as a Time Machine drive?" Which is absolutely true. I actually have a folder on this, and so it's not going to do that. It's going to say, "Oh, well, you got stuff on here." I can still say Time Machine, and how I got to this is in System Settings. You can just go to System Settings right here. Or you can just search for Time Machine, which is what I did. I put in time. And once again, mine says .app. Yours probably won't show that because you've got those extensions hidden. Sorry. So let's go ahead and set up a time machine. You click that and it's like, okay, add a backup disk, add this one, set it up. And it's going to go, okay, well, what do you want to do? This disk is not recommended. The disk larger than 3.99 terabytes is recommended for a backup on a Mac. So this is too small. That's what they're saying. But you can go ahead and do it. And you can encrypt the entire thing. So you're putting it on an external drive. And so they want to know, it's an external drive. Somebody could pick it up and take it out of your house or whatever. Do you want to encrypt it? Now, encrypting takes more room. And you'll notice that you've got to put in a password and it makes you put in a hint. And you need to write all that stuff down if that's what you're going to do. I'm going to say, no, don't bother encrypting it. I'll keep it secure myself. And we hit done. And now what is it doing here? Oh, look, I see that you have been using this. And so I need to erase the entire thing because number one, it wants to use a different type of format than this is. Number two, I've got some stuff on there and it's like, nah, you're already using this thing. We need to use this just for Time Machine. That's what it prefers. So I don't care about that other stuff, right? I was just demoing that for you. So yeah, I'll go ahead and say, go ahead and erase that, prepare it for what you want, and get going. So once this finishes, that's pretty much it. That is really it. At that point, every time that thing's plugged in, it is going to just start backing it up. See, it's waiting to back up. Next backup is in 53 seconds. And you can actually add more volumes to that. So you can actually say, add this other one. So if I use this and I'm like, well, I really need to use this terabyte drive, I'm going to do that. Okay, here we go. I'm using it. Oh man, they're right. I did run out of space way too soon. You can just add another drive to it, set up a disk, and let it go. And of course, it will say, okay, I filled that one up. I'm going on to the next one. Or you can just, set up the other drive, let it do its backup, and then, take out the old one if you wanted. If you go to options, then you can actually say, what do you want to back up and when do you want to do it? So hourly is fine. And notice here, this is a whole nother volume I have. It's a big volume that's got all the pictures and video on it, family stuff. And it's saying I'm not going to. This is excluded from the backups. It always excludes external drives. The internal drive is the one that it wants. So I could actually take that off and it would try to back up that one too. I would really need a much bigger drive. I would need probably an 8 terabyte at least. I've been thinking about getting a 10 terabyte drive. But anyway, that's really all you have to do. and then it's going to do its thing, and it's an incremental backup. I didn't mention that term in the first one, but it'll take these snapshots, right? It's doing these. Oh, the file changed. Here's the new file. Oh, the file changed. Here's the new file. Oh, and it just keeps these extended file changes, just like file history does on Windows. It's doing the same thing. That way, if something tragic does happen, you can, right? You can go in and say, okay, this is where all my photos became encrypted and I can't get to. Let me go to the photos directory that was yesterday. And you can take that whole directory and take it out. And now the encryption, right? Those are still there, but you're dragging out older copies that are not encrypted. And it would be the same thing that you would need to do here. You would need to say, okay, I've got virus protection, or that didn't work. I need to get virus protection. I need to clean this thing off. I need to, whatever your mode of making sure that virus or Trojan is no longer going to be working, so you don't just take out all those photos, which doesn't remove it from the backup. It's still in the backup. But you copy it back into your system and then they just re-encrypt. So you don't want that. Now, I'm gonna, just tell it stop doing that because I'm really not gonna set that up that way. I'm gonna take that out. I'll set up Time Machine on another drive. Uh, so you can also go to the App Store off of the Apple menu that's been there since 1984 and go to backup and find other types of backups that you can do. Seek Time Lite, I've used that one. You can see that's open. It's actually on this system. There's lots of different ones. I've got a whole nother, I think, yeah, I have Ultimate Backup on this system. And it actually, I tell it, grab all this stuff, add these folders to my backup, and where am I going to put it? There's that SSD. Go ahead and do it there, and then boom, hit it or run backup, and it will do a more standardized backup. Because honestly, I believe in this stuff. I have Time Machine set up on the machine that we use for family stuff. And then I use this as well to make sure that I have like at this point in time, this is what all my files were. This is what the pictures were. This is what, I had do this separate ways. So they have these different layers. Do you have to do that? No. You definitely need to set up Time Machine so that it is actually running and working. And then if you do something else as well, Ultimate Backup works really well. You can set up a scheduler. You can even set up a cloud. So you can actually, like, if you have OneDrive, you can choose a location to put it on OneDrive, which honestly is why I got it, because I do use OneDrive. And so I can take that and then say, take my documents, my photos off of this computer, back it up to this location on OneDrive, which Time Machine doesn't really allow you to do that. Although I will say Time Machine will see network attached storage, just like File Copy will, and you can back it up across the network as well. So again, if you have any questions, let me know, and thanks for watching.